Hello again, whiskey friends. I'm Darrell, the Whiskey Saint. Welcome back for another Whiskey Wednesday review. What we're going to be diving into today, guys, is a offering out of Michter's. And when you can get this when you're at the distillery, this is the Michter's Fort Nelson Barrel Strength Bourbon. So Michter's offers a barrel strength bourbon and a barrel strength rye for you to pour your own while visiting the distillery. So depending on the day will depend on which offering they put out for you. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to dive into this, give you a little review, let you know what I think of this bottle. Is it worth, the purchase, or is it not? So sit back, relax. We're about to dive in. Cheers. Welcome back, guys. So I'm going to show you what this bottle looks like. I know I showed you briefly the box, but this box is really, really nice. You open it up, has like a nice, almost like velvet texture on the inside where the bottle sits, with some verbiage to the left of it, just describing what you're getting. But the bottle itself looks a little different if you're not familiar with, the Michter's product. It's black and gold writing versus, I believe, black and white normally for the barrel strength bourbon. So good looking bottle. You zoom in or put it here. You get to personalize it at the bottom. You got my name down there, the day that we poured it, which was October 4th of this year. This bottle is coming in at 109.2 proof. So got a little poured, guys. We're going to dive right in. Cheers. So a little note that's a little new for me. Out of this specific bottle, I kind of get like a little bubble gum, which I normally don't get on Michter's products. Get a little bit of ethanol, not too much on the front. Some nice sweet oak. The vanilla's there. Almost got like this like pie crusty note with like a slight, almost like a slight tangy note. I don't know what that note would be specifically, but yeah, it's like a tang. It's that's weird. A little bit of citrus on the back, almost like a could be like a grapefruit or maybe like a tangerine, but it's slight. Nose is nice though. Nice oak presence. Get a little bit of youth on the nose, but overall the flavors are there. And that citrus right at the mid to back of the palate is really what brings us up a bit. All right, enough nosing. We're gonna go for a sip, guys. Wow, that's pretty nice. I will say it transitions fairly quickly from the front to mid. The front just seems to be ever so slightly slacking a little bit, if I'm putting that right. Just the flavors kind of just pick up more so on the mid versus the front for me, but those flavors are nice. You get all that oak, you get like a heavy char note, not toasted, because I know the toasted bourbons and toasted ryes do taste more on this on the terms of like not burnt, but it gives you like a burnt toast vibe versus a charred vibe, like what I'm getting off of this right now. Now I'm getting like almost like a marshmallow note on the nose. Nose is changing the longer it's sitting in the glass. It's getting better for me. Let's go in for another sip. That's nice. Something about it almost reminds me of like Beam, like a Knob Creek pick, or maybe even like one of the good little books. I'm getting like this nice cherry note that I get on some Knob Creek products. I know Michter's doesn't disclose where they're sourcing their barrels from. Um, I think just the core products now are theirs, but I don't believe these barrel strengths, or I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But this does remind me nonetheless of like a lower proof Knob Creek pick in a sense with some of the notes I'm pulling off here. One more sip. It's just a good put together whiskey. It's not going to blow your mind by any means. It's definitely tasty. Like I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. Would I go out of my way and pay hundreds of dollars for it? Probably not. But it's good. It's good. The only thing I would say that it's really lacking is just the initial front flavor that you pull on the palate. You know, just isn't as potent as I would want. You know, I would just want a little bit more on the front, but mid picks up nice. Finish is nice for, you know, something that's under 110 proof. It's 109.2. You know, it has a nice finish. You know, those flavors sit on the tongue nicely. Yeah, no real complaints on this. I'm going to pull up a quick review, guys. Show you how I scored this. So out of 100, we got an 81. The lowest ranking score you'll see over here is that 7. Just on the front palate for flavor. Everything else is pretty much an 8 or a 9. You know, flavor on the finish is a 9. Like it really picks up on that to back of the palate. You know, overall value, I do have it as a 9, guys. This does cost about 150 to 160 bucks, but my value is incorporating just the experience of pouring your own, right? Is the whiskey worth 160? Maybe not, but the whole experience of pouring your own, you know, amongst some friends or even by yourself if you go, you know, I think it's worth the price, and you get a pretty good bottle of whiskey, you know, on top of that. You know, with that being said, guys, last year I actually had the pleasure of pouring my own rye as well. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little Michter's Fort Nelson Blue Rye and see how that goes. So I got the bourbon here. We got the Fort Nelson Rye here. And we're just gonna do maybe like a 50-50 and see how that tastes. Curious. And I haven't done this yet, guys. Full transparency. This is the first time. Lost half my cork somehow. Not sure how that happened. But I'm just gonna give it a little spin job and just see if this is actually better mixed or keeping them separate. Let's see. Go for the nose. Say upon first nose, I think I may enjoy this better than the bourbon. I haven't nosed the rye by itself in a while. But this is nice. I'm still getting a lot of that slight citrusy cherry note, which I dig. Give me all the fruit vibes and fruit notes on a whiskey, man. I love them. Yeah, it seems like the youthful note isn't as present, so I'm not sure what the rye is doing, but it's taming it down a bit. It's going for a taste. Hopefully, the palate's just as good as the nose. Oh wow. getting crazy amounts of cherry. It's funny too. So both of these are right around the same proof, I think. 109.8, 109.2. So the front palate's doing the same thing for me. It's a little lackluster up front, but it turns it up like 5 notches mid palate. Oh man, I'm gonna take one more sip before I actually say that. Let's see. Yeah. Give me the 50-50 blend over the barrel strength bourbon. I may have to do it at one other point just to try the rye by itself again, but I think this is great. That rye definitely just tames down some of the youthful notes that I was getting on the bourbon alone. The bourbon was good anyway, but this just brings it up a notch in my opinion. I know Kelsey and Jeff, actually Jeff I know has both of these bottles. So try this blend, Jeff. Once you see this video, let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm wrong or I'm going crazy. But I actually think I prefer the blend over just a single barrel. One more sip, guys. Yeah, that's good whiskey. Yeah, you get the best of both worlds. You know, you get a little bit more of that rye spice in there, but like I said, it tames down that youthful note that I was getting, which wasn't like a heavy youthful note. Like it was slight, but yeah, it just tames it down. I don't really get too much of that barrel char influence either. It's just more sweeter up front and on the mid. Oh, I'm really digging that, guys. Pretty happy I did that. If anybody else has too, even just the barrel strength bourbon, I guess, and barrel strength rye, give it a 50-50 blend. Let me know what you think if you have it. I'm curious. I do have a regular barrel strength bourbon, so I can probably do that at another point, along with another barrel strength rye too, just to see how different it is. But I'm pretty happy with this blend, guys. So, gonna end it there. Is it worth a pickup? I think so, guys. If you're in town in Kentucky, visit Michter's. Like I said, 150, maybe 160 bucks. But the whole experience of pouring your own, I think, is where it's at. Whiskey, like I said, maybe not worth 160 bucks, but you know, that experience for me outweighs the cost. Definitely. But I'm going to end it there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Till next Wednesday. Cheers.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again.